A 10-year-old leans over a flame, match in hand. Classmates press close, while the teacher talks about trust instead of yelling about danger. Across the yard, children race up high metal frames, dangle by their knees, shove, tumble, shout, and nobody blows a whistle or bans the game. In a corridor, teenagers stroll out through open doors during break, shoes squeaking, trusted to return without scanners, guards, or locked gates. These scenes unfold inside ordinary lessons in Germany, where strict rules live beside risky freedom, and everyday classroom life might unsettle visitors from faraway systems. This story reveals 11 school habits in Germany that seem forbidden elsewhere, and shows how they grow from ideas about youth, risk, responsibility, and trust. Perhaps the strangest lesson starts with a ring of wax and fire on a classroom table. It is a dark December morning, and the teacher slowly lights 4 real candles on an Advent wreath while 20 small faces glow in the soft flame. Before the song begins, the class repeats simple rules about sleeves, hair, and calm bodies, yet nobody rushes to pull down blinds or grab a fire extinguisher. In many school systems, even one open candle indoors beside children would break safety codes. Here, the fire stays, day after day, through maths, stories, even quiet reading time. The flame turns into a patient guest that shares the room and needs care instead of fear. For pupils, this feels normal, like sharpened pencils, and it trains them to notice danger without freezing. That calm trust in risky things returns when science lessons move from candles to stronger fire. Now, something even hotter appears in the timetable. In a plain science room in a small town, 11-year-olds stand at benches, each pair in charge of its own burner, matches, and glass beakers. The teacher walks, watches, gives short hints, yet does not light every flame. The children do that themselves, hands steady, goggles slipping down noses. In other places, pupils might only stare at one big fire far away on a teacher's desk. Here, they learn to open the gas tap, strike the match, adjust the blue cone, and shut everything down. They copy careful steps, sign safety sheets, and help check each other. The message says, real tools are safer when young people use them often. That same logic soon reaches the woodwork room where the blades wait. Hidden behind a heavy door, the woodwork room smells of glue, pine, and metal dust. On long benches, 10-year-olds clamp boards, mark pencil lines, and pick up real saws, hammers, even sharp carving knives from open racks. The teacher shows how to cut away from the body, how to hold the handle, how to sweep chips from the floor, then steps back and lets the rhythm of tools and jokes fill the space. In stricter schools elsewhere, such blades might stay locked for adults. Here, small hands grow used to weight, noise, and risk, and mishaps are rare because practice replaces panic. By the end of term, each child holds a stool, box, or toy made from pieces they once feared to touch. That comfort with danger does not stop at classroom walls. It follows them out to the schoolyard. Out in the schoolyard, a metal forest rises over the sand. Thick bars cross at sharp angles. A high rope pyramid stretches into the sky, and children swarm over it like ants on a hill. Shoes slip, hands miss, bodies swing, yet no adult shouts for them to get down. A teacher stands far away by the staff room door, coffee in hand, talking quietly with a colleague. On many other grounds, such tall frames would be cut low or wrapped in soft foam. Here, the rule book looks different. Kids climb until the view shows roofs and treetops, then test how far they dare lean back into empty air. The risk stays visible, not hidden, and scraped knees become part of learning how hard the ground feels. This taste for rough edges does not fade when the weather turns cold. In fact, snow gives it fresh power. Winter changes the same yard into a white arena. On the first heavy day, pupils rush out at break with sleds, plastic trays, even simple bags to sit on, while teachers pull scarves tight and smile. Behind the main building, a small slope waits, slick and loud with laughter. In stricter places, snowballs might be banned the moment the first one hits a coat. At this school, adults only set a few clear rules. No ice lumps, no hits to the face, watch the younger ones. After that, the battle and the sliding races begin. Children learn how much force hurts, how to read a friend's face, when to stop and when to say sorry. By the time the bell rings, cheeks burn, hair drips, and gloves hang heavy with meltwater. Yet minds feel sharp for the next lesson. From open hills and high frames, the same spirit of trust soon steps back inside the buildings. One of the quietest shocks hides in the school gate. When the bell rings for a long mid-morning break at a large town school, the metal doors swing open and a river of teenagers flows straight out into the street. Backpacks bounce, bikes roll, friends peel off toward a bakery, a snack stand, or simply home for a quick bowl of soup. No guard checks names, no adult follows with a clipboard. A single teacher stands near the gate, mostly to answer questions, not to block the way. In many places, a wall would mark the firm edge of campus life. Here, the border feels soft. The rule is simple. Leave if you like, but return on time and ready to learn. Late arrivals face notes, not sirens. Pupils plan their own food, time, and routes, and learn fast how long 10 minutes really lasts. When you see this, it can feel wild at first, yet the streets outside stay calm and familiar. That mix of freedom and habit grows even stronger when much younger children also walk without close guard. Down the road, a different pattern plays out each week. A line of small pupils in bright jackets snakes along the pavement toward a distant sports hall. At the front, one teacher walks with a clipboard. At the back, another checks the tail. Yet nobody blocks traffic or closes off side paths. The children carry balls, ropes, even metal sticks for games, all swinging as cars slide past. In stricter systems, such a group might ride a bus door to door. Here, they learn the route on foot, press the button at the light, wait for the green figure, cross together, and chat about homework on the way. The path itself turns into a lesson on streets, weather, and trust. By the time they reach the hall, they own the walk. Such daily journeys prepare them for nights away from home, when school moves far beyond its own fence. Far from the school gates, another trusted scene plays out in a low youth hostel near a lake. Inside, bunk beds stand in rows, bags lie open, and fourth graders race from room to room comparing stuffed toys and secret snacks. Two teachers check lists, count heads, and then do something that would shock adults from stricter systems. They wave the parents away for several nights. Phones stay in bags or in a locked box, calls home happen only at set times, and the rest of the day belongs to the class. Once the last car leaves, the group walks down to the water, builds a fire with dry branches, and roasts bread on sticks while shadows stretch across the field. For many children, this is the first time sleeping anywhere without family. Yet it feels safe because every class in the school does a trip like this. They learn to pack, share rooms, keep quiet at night, and solve small fights without anybody rushing in. That deep group trust, tested in the dark, returns later for older students in a different form of celebration. Later in school life, a more grown-up night arrives into sports hall or town culture center. Rows of lights hang from the ceiling. A band or disc jockey sets up speakers, and teenagers in smart clothes pose for photos on a simple red carpet. Teachers sit at tables along the side, smiling, talking, watching the dance floor. On some of these farewell nights, older peoples with written permission from home can order a glass of beer or wine at a small bar by the wall, right inside a school event. Staff keep an eye on the mood, not on strict bans, and step in only when someone forgets limits. The message again says, learn to handle risky things while trusted adults stand close. From these bright, noisy evenings, another kind of open talk grows in softer rooms. Perhaps the most surprising shop in town stands inside a school corridor with no adult behind the counter. At mid-morning break, a metal shutter rattles up and a trio of older pupils step into a tiny kiosk packed with crates of fizzy bottles, sweet bars, fruit, and fresh rolls. Coins clink, notes change hands, and classmates call out orders for cheese, salami, or chocolate, while teachers stroll past with a smile. In stricter places, such sugar and cash would stay under tight staff control. Here, the small business belongs to the students. A teacher helps with paperwork in the background, yet the real work falls to the pupil team. They count earnings, order stock from the bakery and drink supplier, plan prices, and decide which treats should stay or go. A long line of hungry customers at the window quickly shows if a plan fails. Any mistake means somebody's favorite snack runs out. Through this tiny window, teenagers learn more about money, planning, and service than many formal lessons can give. Watching these young shopkeepers, you see trust take a solid shape on the shelves. Now something even warmer fills another room nearby. In a bright kitchen classroom, groups of pupils tie aprons, wash hands, and light real stoves to cook lunch for their class, or even for teachers. Pots bubble with soup, oil spits in pans, knives chop onions on heavy boards, and trays of steaming cakes slide in and out of the oven. Adults stay close enough to help, but the heat, sharp edges, and final taste all sit in student hands. Eating a meal made by classmates changes how pupils see each other. When you are trusted to feed your group, you start to feel like part of the team that runs the school itself, not just a guest. That feeling opens the door to an even deeper role in school life. Behind a plain classroom door, one of the loudest school secrets in Germany waits in a circle of chairs. No desks stand between young people and the adult at the side. In the middle lies a soft toy or talking stick, and on the board a simple name appears: Class Council. During this weekly hour, pupils bring every kind of topic. Someone is angry about noise in the hallway, another wants more time on the rope pyramid during break. A third feels that a teacher's homework plan makes it hard to sleep. Each speaker holds the toy, talks while others listen, then passes it on. The adult may guide with questions, yet does not give orders or close the talk. Instead, the group searches for its own answers. They vote on new rules for games, agree on how to welcome quiet classmates, or choose which charity should receive money from the kiosk earnings. When a problem touches lessons, the class writes a short note and sends elected speakers to the next meeting with staff. Their words stand beside adult voices, not below. In stricter systems, such open control over school life might feel risky. Here, it is simply part of growing up. Sitting in that circle, a pupil learns to say, "This rule hurts me," without fear, and to hear when others say the same. The same trust that lets children hold fire, tools, money, and even short trips outside now also lets them hold power over shared space. Once you see these 11 habits side by side, the puzzle of German schools begins to look less wild and more like a careful plan. For a visitor used to tighter control, it can feel strange to watch children calmly debate adults. Yet, step by step, this is how shared trust becomes real. Slow practice in school shapes their later choices. Seen together, these 11 habits no longer look like chaos. They follow a few clear ideas that quietly shape many German schools. One pattern is visible risk. Candles, tools, high frames, even short trips outside keep danger in the open, where children can see it, feel it, and learn limits early. Rules still exist, yet they guide rather than fence off every edge. Another pattern is shared work. Pupils sell food, cook meals, plan class trips, and sit in councils. Adults keep a frame, but young people fill it with their own choices, voices, and mistakes. Responsibility grows, not from lectures, but from daily tasks that matter. A third pattern is long trust. Teachers expect that pupils will come back after breaks, care for fire, handle money, and speak honestly in meetings. When trust is given like this, students begin to trust themselves. From outside, German schools can seem both strict and strangely free. From inside, the mix forms one system. Prepare children to walk through risk together, without fear. That goal explains why banned things elsewhere feel normal here. From Advent flames to class councils, these 11 habits show how German schools mix open risk with deep trust in young people. Candles, tools, trips, kiosks, and student voices all point to one idea. Responsibility grows when children actually carry it. If this hidden side of German school life changed how you see the country, stay with this channel. Subscribe for more slow, careful journeys through German classrooms, workshops, streets, and history, where quiet customs explain big national choices. Keep watching to meet the people, places, and inventions that make everyday Germany feel so different in ways textbooks never show.